Hello everybody, Rogue Fox here, and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. Last week, we created this automatic wool farm that you see right here. Now what we have are 3 modules, but for those of you who didn't see this farm or how it works, what we have here are a few sheep within our little shearing area. So as you just saw, our sheep eats the patch of grass, it is automatically sheared, and then this fires off our piston feed tape, giving the sheep a fresh patch of grass to eat. So this is how this design works, and I think it is a really cool design. But it can be a little big, so for today's tutorial, what I thought I would do is show you a little bit more simple and more compact design. And actually, we have 3 of them, so let's go ahead and check them out. And here are the 3 designs that we'll be taking a look at today. And as you can already tell, this design, or these designs, are a lot more compact than the one that I just showed you. Now, of course, the downside to this is that these grass blocks are not on a piston feed tape, so as soon as the sheep eat, it will not get a fresh patch of grass. We are actually at the mercy of the ticking speed and then the rate that the grass will grow back. So that means that the output of this farm will not be as good as the one I just showed you, but if you are looking to make multiple small farms, this fits within a 3x3 area. This is a 3x3, and this is a 3x4 area. So this allows you to make a bunch of modules with a bunch of different sheep. So for example, if you want all of the colors, you can have them very close by to each other. And of course, we have our drops going down below. So we have 20, and I think it's been about 45 minutes. So as I mentioned, the rates aren't going to be that great. But again, like I said, you can create multiple modules next to each other. So if you put all 3 of those numbers together, that gives you over a stack of wool. Now, these 3 designs are pretty much going to be the same except for the dispenser placement. So for this one, we have dispensers up top with our shears. This one has the dispenser down below, which surprisingly still shears the sheep. And then we have this one with a dispenser behind it. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at how to build these. For design number 1, you are going to need 2 chests, 2 hoppers, a rail, a hopper minecart, 2 observers, a dispenser, 1 redstone dust, 9 grass blocks, and then 6 glass blocks. So let's go ahead and get started. What we're going to do is place our chest front and center like that. Next, go ahead and crouch place your hopper into the back of that chest. Crouch place your rail on top of the hopper, and then place your hopper minecart on top. Now this build will be underground, but for me what I'm going to do is contain my hopper minecart by placing blocks around it like this. From here, all we need to do is make a U-shape going around. Just like that, and then one above the hopper minecart. In this gap right here, go ahead and grab your observer. Place your observer facing this grass block here. This is where the sheep is going to be standing. Place an observer facing this way so it detects the observer below. Grass block on top, redstone dust, and then place your glass blocks around like that. At this point, you should have this build pretty much done, so all we need to do is get our sheep inside. So what I like to do is grab wheat, and then I usually have a block right here and just come up and then nudge the sheep in. So let's say we have our sheep in, now we need to get the dispenser on top. Now the nice part about Bedrock Edition is that we can go ahead and do this. Let's place our dispenser facing down right here. So the sheep is in. And all we need to do is get a piston and a lever. Place your piston right here. Grab your lever. And then all we're going to do is push the dispenser over the top like that. And there we go. And all we need to do is throw in our shears, and then this farm is finished. So as soon as the sheep takes a bite, I don't know when that's going to be because it can take up to 5 minutes, but our sheep here will take a bite. It will be automatically sheared by the dispenser up top, and then of course, as you saw, we wait for the grass to grow, and then it will be sheared once again, and all of our drops will go down into the chest below. And of course, if we want to leave this farm alone for quite some time, what we can do with the extra hopper and chest is crouch place a hopper into the dispenser, place a chest on top, and then we can fill this chest up with shears. That way you'll have a dispenser, a hopper, and a chest worth of shears. Moving on to design number 2, you'll need a 3x3 area once again, and you will need the same supplies as design number 1, except this time you will need an extra glass block and then an extra hopper. So to get this started, what we're going to do is place a chest front and center once again. Run your hopper into the top of the chest this time. Right behind it, place a block right there with your dispenser facing up. And let's go ahead and place in our grass. So we're going to come around here once again, just like we did before. And for this one, we're actually going to leave these two spots open, and you'll see why in just a moment. And let's go ahead and place in our observer here. For now, we will remove it in just a moment. Go ahead and knock these blocks out here. Place your observer facing this way, so it's detecting that observer above, so our arrow is pointing down, and then redstone dust right there. Now, what we're going to do is place in our hopper minecart, and to do that, we are going to have to do a little bit of work. So what we want to do is place a grass block right here, or any random block, rail on top with your hopper minecart, and then knock out this block right here, and then the hopper minecart will fall down below. Now what we need to do is get this hopper minecart to be halfway on the hopper and halfway on the dispenser. So to do that, let's go ahead and remove that observer, and let's try to nudge this very gently. Right there, that should be good. So it's halfway on the hopper, halfway on the dispenser, and we can go ahead and place our observer back. Now for this, what we want to do is have two pistons. So let's go ahead and grab our pistons here, a lever, and let's place a temporary block right here. Two pistons facing in this direction. And then let's do our lever here, and then redstone dust here, and go ahead and flip it. So that will push the grass blocks over this right here. And then, of course, as you saw, we do have our hopper minecart sitting in between. So if we throw an item right here, that will still go down into the collection system. Now all we need to do is place our grass block back, like so. Grass block on top of here. And then, as you saw earlier, we're going to go ahead and place in our glass blocks, just like this. And if we want to knock this out to keep the 3x3 area, we can do that. And there we go. This design is all done. And then, of course, all we need to do is add in our sheep. So that is all done. And of course, if you do want to add an extra chest for your shears, all we need to do is, we didn't put any shears down below, so that is very important. We do want shears in our dispenser. So we can run a hopper into the side there, a hopper into that hopper, knock this block out, which I guess is not a good idea because it takes away from our growth rate of our grass. But we can place a chest right there, and boom, we can go ahead and place shears in to that chest. So there we go, there is design number 2 all finished. Now let's move on to design number 3. For today's third and final design, you will need a 3x4 area, and for supplies you will need 2 chests, 2 hoppers, a rail, a hopper minecart, an observer, a redstone torch, a dispenser, 9 grass blocks, and then 6 glass blocks. So to get started, we're going to place our chest front and center once again, and this build is going to be a lot more straightforward than these previous 2 designs. Once again, we run our hopper into the back of our chest with our rail on top, hopper minecart on top of that, and we can go ahead and place in our grass blocks. And once again, if you are building this into the ground, this grass should already be here. Do that. Grass above the hopper minecart, and in this gap, place your observer once again to detect this grass block here. Now what we want to do is place a redstone torch on the back, a block above it, any solid block will do, and then a dispenser right here. So everything is all done redstone wise, and all we need to do is throw in our shears. From there, go ahead and place in your glass blocks. And then we do want a grass block above this dispenser right there. Once you have that all done, go ahead and add in your sheep. And this farm is all ready to go. And then of course, once again, if you want to place in a chest for your shears, we can go ahead and crouch place a hopper into the side of this dispenser here, and a chest right there. So there you have it. all 3 designs completed. Now the nice thing about design number 1 and design number 3 is that we can make them so that they are all collected by the same hopper minecart. Now unfortunately with design number 2 we can't do that because, as you remember, we do have the hopper minecart stuck within these 2 grass blocks right there. So unfortunately we won't be able to run a hopper minecart underneath, but yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at these designs here. So we have 3 modules of the same design, and all we have is a hopper minecart running underneath back and forth. So we have some powered rails that is being powered here, and then of course that is going to collect all the wool that goes, and it's going to go into a single chest. And the same goes for design number 3. So I designed this 2 different ways. So we have separate modules, which I think is more effective than doing it this way because it gives us a little bit extra grass in between for the grass to grow back here. So we do have 2 designs like that, and then we have the same design except all the dispensers are bumped up against each other. And then of course, as we saw in design number 1, we do have the hopper minecart running back and forth along the powered rails here, and then of course that is going to deposit all of our drops into one single chest. And there you have it, everyone. 3 easy and compact automatic wool farm designs for Bedrock Edition. As I said, it is definitely a lot smaller than last week's design, and of course, as I mentioned in the beginning, the drop rates aren't going to be as great, but if you have multiple modules, as you see right here, let's go ahead and check our original farms here. So this one has a stack and 2, and 59. So although it is not on a piston feed tape, if you have a bunch of these in a chunk, at least, you will get a decent amount of wool. And of course, as you saw for design 1 and 3, we can hook these up to one collection system, as you see right there. So I think these are some pretty cool designs. It's 3 different ways to pretty much make the same farm. And of course, it is fitting within a 3x3 area, except for this one that is in the 3x4 area. But with that being said, everyone, this is the end of today's tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Rogue Fox, and I'm out. I'll see you later.